Clairvoyance live. So we go out to 3 posts. Anyway, I hope you're all well out there. Hope you're having a lovely, hope your day was brilliant. And if you're over the other side of the woods, the other side of the water, shall I say, over in America, then good morning or good afternoon to you guys as well. Yes, okay, welcome along. And this is well, sometimes what we do on a Wednesday evening is a Cafe Clairvoyance pop-up. And especially if it's to introduce someone who's just popped up out of the woodwork, so to speak, that we really, really want to introduce on the show and do an interview with and get to know, then this is what it's all about. So I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. In the meantime, though, I think we need, oops, just get it off there. I think we need a little bit of this. And a very good evening to you. I hope you're well out there. And also, just before we get this little pop-up underway, I just want to say here, actually, that a big thank you to Guillermo, who came on earlier on this morning. She's regularly on Cafe Clairvoyance for the Spiritual Astrology Show, but it's quite an extraordinary one today. We really got talking there about psychotherapy and working through this particular climate we're going through. Loads of people you sent through your readings. Thank you so much. It was lovely to engage you guys and do readings for you, and also all the stories, things like this. And also little baby Hunter, we did his star chart as well, which I think is a fabulous name to have a young boy called Hunter who was born on the Hunter's new moon. So I think that was absolutely fabulous. Anyway, this is what we'd like you to do. Even though it's a pop-up, please like, please share, please, by all means, guys, get involved. Start chatting away and start coming in and saying hello to everybody, because that would be great. And I'm about to introduce someone who's a very, very nice lady indeed, quite extraordinary in her talents. She works as a healer, and she also works with the Akasha, which, yes, I know a fair amount about Akasha, but I think Kelly, who's coming on shortly, is going to tell you all about this and there to answer questions. And this is the reason why I do a pop-up here is because it also introduces people for sometime later on in the show. So this is something to introduce there. So, and good evening to you, Kelly. Caitlin, she comes all the way over from San Diego. Very good afternoon to you, and I hope you're well. Great. Okay, so I'll go and see who's at the door there, see if anybody's at the door, and see if we can get an answer there. Just go on the doorbell. Ah, that's just it. I think that's Kelly. So good evening, Kelly. How are you?
Good evening, Phil. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, very, very well. Absolutely lovely to bring you onto this show this evening. And we're down here in Spain. And what part of the world are you in?
I'm actually British, but I live in the south of Germany. I'm in a place called Leonberg, which is near Stuttgart, so the southwest of Germany.
That was Germany. Lovely. And I hope it's nice over there for you. And okay, so this is Cafe Clairvoyance. We like doing the show to bring on spirituality to different things here, and loads of different people coming onto the show, including a wonderful friend, Lydia, and also to Sandra, and also to Kate. I want to come and say hello. So fabulous. Now, Kelly, tell us a little bit about yourself, because it's intriguing there with the lovely rug, if I call it that rug. Dare I say rug? I'm probably going to get just not a rug. That lovely blanket behind you. What would you like to call that?
Yeah, I'm in my little healing hub at the moment. So I've created a space which I like to welcome people into when they feel like they're stressed, that they need a bit of energizing, need a bit of relaxation to connect with themselves again. So yeah, I'm in my healing hub here in Germany. Yeah.
Wonderful. So people come to see you, do they just come to see you physically?
They can either come to see me physically, but I do a lot of distant treatments as well, because, energy can travel to exactly where it needs to go. So it doesn't matter in what part of the world you are, what time zone, anything, we can connect. So yeah, I've had a lot of clients who come to me and they're basically in Europe or in the UK or on the other side, well, on the other side of the world or in the US, for example.
Oh, fantastic. Hear that, Caitlin? Hear that, Caitlin? She's over in San Diego at the moment. She's
Oh,
online there.
lovely.
Lovely to see you. Okay, so healing. There's various types of healing out there, aren't there? And what sort of what sort of types of healing do you like to focus on?
I basically specialise in energetic healing, which is either I'm a Reiki master, so I work with the Reiki Universal Energy Force, but I
Okay.
also do angelic healing, as well as I tune into the healing energies of the goddess Isis, which they're all different healing modalities, and they do feel very different. And yeah, they're just very special because the energy just goes exactly to where it needs to go in that person, to help them be aligned, to help them clear up their energy centers, to make things flow easy. If they've got stress that they need to release, or, they're just feeling completely overwhelmed, they need clarity, energy healing can really help.
I must admit, just talking to you, you've got a terrific energy, and it's lovely talking with you this evening. And just feeling all this buzziness, it's almost like it's a bit sparkly the way you talk.
Thank you.
I'm sure we're all receiving a type of energy from you at the moment, type of healing. Yes, you feel that, guys? You feel like you're being healed? Yes, yes. We like to say anyway. It's lovely to welcome you on the show. Lovely to see so many people coming on from different parts of the world. We'd like to say hello to Lydia and Avita. They come from the same group as Kelly. There you go, Kelly Avita, that's for you. And for all you guys over there across the pond in America. There you go, a little bit there. And all you guys up there in the UK. Isn't that nice? How zingy can we get? Brilliant. Okay, so healing is, I totally agree with you, because I must admit, I'll be very honest with this. When I first started doing Cafe Clairvoyance on a show like this, I thought, how am I going to be able to read for people without seeing their faces, without hearing their voices, and just going by a type thing that comes in and just seeing a tiny little picture, which half the time here, like Lydia, she's got a picture of 2 children. And there, I'll just show you that. Just say Lydia's got a picture of 2 children. There they are. And then try and do a reading for someone. And yet it works. So I totally understand, agree with that. Energy is energy. Energy can go anywhere, and it can come to you in all sorts of forms. So even working as a medium, my end, and doing readings with people, yes, I totally agree that the spirit can be with you, even though you can't see the person, not in the same room as the person, not even talking to the person, just reading off the text there. And I think it's absolutely, and I think I understand totally your work there, that you can do this type of healing and the person doesn't have to be in a room. Yeah. Now, what do people feel when they're being healed? Okay. What happens?
It's very different. I mean, it can range from, you feel maybe a cold sensation. If you've got something which is being blocked, which is being released, you might feel a warm sensation. A lot of people tend to drift off to sleep because they get really relaxed, and then the body just relaxes and you just go very deep with the energy, and it just clears what it needs to clear. And a lot of clarity. Most people say to me that they just feel like they've had like a lovely, been embraced with love and clarity, and just feel really aligned and clear in themselves.
I must admit, but I've had healing myself here. One of those ones happens to me. I'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
I fall asleep. And the worst thing is lying on my back. I don't even know. But I wake up and said to me, that was good. You snored all the way through that. Really.
Well, then it's done its job, because it's gone past your conscious mind and gone directly to your subconscious and done the work that it needs to do.
Okay. So do you actually need to know the symptom that someone has?
Not necessarily, no. Some people come to me with their symptoms.
Okay.
And then obviously what I would do is I would scan the body, and then I would let the energy guide me to where it needs to be. So it's very intuitive, very very led. You're actually led by your clairvoyance and the messages that you receive at the same time. Because I do receive a lot of messages while I'm healing too. And it's very visual. I see a lot of colour, and I get led to where I need to work on. And for example, you can actually heal one part of the body, but the energy flows to where it actually needs to go. So it works regardless of where you're treating that person on their body.
Now, I've got to tell you about an experience I had, and it was some time ago, quite a few years ago. And there's a friend of mine who's talked to me about spiritual healing. He said, I don't believe in any of this. At least I used not to, he says. Because he decided, yes, he's going to give it a go. Because his girlfriend said, "Look, going to have some healing." So he went off to a place. I think it's called the Rainbow Centre, which is not far from Luton. It's actually down Barton the Clay. And it used to be a centre that he said he went in and they just sat down, had a chat, and laid down. And he thought, yes, this is all perfectly normal. He says, "There's only me and the other person in the room. There's no one else there." I said, "Fine." And he said, "It was lovely. I felt two hands on me." Well, that's good. That sounds like it's going the right way. He said, "Then things changed." I said, "What do you mean things changed?" He said, "A third hand came on me. Then I realised something's going on here." Something extraordinary, because there was only two people in the room. But where the third hand came from, and it's funny here, it says he had a few issues there, and the hand went straight to that particular point where the issue was. And he just said, "That's it. That's it. That just moved in completely." And that was it. Amazed. And it's interesting here, isn't it? So when you're doing this as well, do you actually get messages and things like this? I'm being a little bit medium, going on a medium or clairvoyance.
That's fine. It's absolutely fine, because that's why we connected, because I'm an energy healer, but I also do a lot of work in the Akasha.
Okay.
And the Akasha is obviously where you get clear guidance, divine guidance, clear messages, and you're connecting to the higher realms. And for me, the reason why I came to you is because I really wanted to connect with my mum, who passed 16 years ago.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
I felt like I was getting so much divine guidance from Source, but I wasn't getting like, "Hey, this is Mum, by the way." And I was thinking, okay, something's kind of missing there. So I think it's very good when we have mentors and we go into a program and we actually let ourselves we learn, we complement each other's learning by working together. And yeah, it happens. I have had healing sessions where I've had someone's mum step in and give me a message, or I've had it probably sounds a bit crazy, but I've had Mother Mary come in and give me messages. So for that, what that person needs to receive.
Do you know what I think is interesting you say that about Mother Mary, or some people say that they get Buddha coming in, some people that get a Jesus energy coming in, some people say all sorts. There's no right or wrong, or who we got to say is right or wrong here. It's just the energy comes in. If it's helping, who are we to judge, are we? Yes,
exactly. We just have to take, at the end of the day, we are the vessel. It's coming through us. We're channeling it through for that person.
Yes.
So we just have to trust that it's always for that highest good. So it can never be damaging in any way.
So, Kelly, is this something that you got into at a very young age, or were you born with this? Where was your awakening on this, do you think?
My awakening was basically about 4 years ago. Things started to fall apart in my life. I went down a road which I wasn't expecting, and you get a bit lost, and you're trying all these different things, and you're not quite sure which door to go through. And I ended up connecting with someone back from the UK who I hadn't been in contact with for a very long time, and they were an energy healer themselves.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. Never heard of it, never done it before, and I thought, okay, we can try. And it actually really helped me. It helped things unfold in myself, made things more clear for myself, and it actually activated me at the same time. And I think I do strongly believe that we all have the ability within us to heal ourselves and to get that inner wisdom and inner guidance what we're seeking outside of ourselves. So it kind of just pushed me on that path, and there's been no looking back since. And it went from energy healing, and then I was just, my clear senses were all waking up. I was hearing stuff, I was seeing stuff before it happened. And that's how I dived into learning to read the Akashic records, because I was dipping into my Akasha without actually realizing. And the Akasha is actually an amazing realm to work in, because you can do so much healing in that space and get so much guidance. And it's always from a place of unconditional love without any judgment.
Okay.
And you can do soul contract healing there. You can heal ancestral patterns which are repeating up in your life, and get guidance and clarity for anything you really need, because basically the Akasha is a library for every being on this planet. You've got your past, you've got your present moment, you've got all the possible futures. So you can tap into that wisdom.
Okay, guys, if you've got any questions out there that you'd like to ask Kelly about healing or the Akashic, then by all means write in. By all means write in. We'll be happy to chat them with you. We're going to do a little bit of this, and then we're going to have a little bit more chat about the Akashic records and find out how we can access them or what we need to do to connect with this. Anyway, right, welcome back. I'm sharing the show this evening with a wonderful lady, Kelly Leaney. She's a healer, and she works in a very powerful area of healing. So, and I think it's extraordinary what you do. And in fact, here, how even Caitlin says, how incredible. Yes, Kelly, I think there you go. People think you're absolutely incredible, which you are.
Thank you.
There you go. And Sylvia there says, I thought she's putting up a smile, but she's putting something else up there. But wherever it is, hello, good evening to you, Sylvia. And we've also got Sandra Park says, very interesting here. And that's interesting because I got. That's better. Now that was interesting here because it went on a double on your typos there. One said very interesting. One said good evening. That's a strange one. Anyway, and let's have a little look here. Sylvia comes all the way over from America. Very, very good evening to you, and good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you there, Sylvia. And also, Evita says, I've had Reiki healing and the Akashic reading with Kelly. They have been really magical experiences. This is lovely. This is lovely. This is what we like to hear. That's fabulous. And so it's interesting. So tell us a little bit about what's an Akashic reading compared to a mediumship reading or anything like this.
Okay, an Akashic record reading with myself is basically we tune in to areas where you want guidance and clarity.
Okay.
So we would connect and you would let me know which areas you want more detailed, more depth insight into. And then we would, I'd lead through a guided meditation, and then we would go into that person's Akashic records.
Wow.
So through the meditation, we actually go into the realm of the Akasha. We go straight up there, and we go up there together.
Okay.
And then we come back into a conversational space.
Okay.
Still in the space of the Akasha.
Okay.
And then we go with, then basically I channel the guidance which is coming through from the Akasha.
Okay, so say for instance, with this, what sort of things would people ask about going into the Akashic for? What would be a good example of this?
For example, direction in their life, with decision making, blocks, something which might be blocking them, how we could move through that block. I'm trying to think what had recently come through. It's mostly because people are stuck. They're stuck and they're just banging their head against the same wall.
Yes.
And they just don't know which ways. They just don't know. They've run out of options and they're just like, I keep doing the same thing. The same patterns keep arising. The same results keep coming forward and I'm not getting where I want to be. And then we go in and then the guidance just starts flowing through and we get direction and guidance. And it's also because we're in that realm, it's extremely healing at the same time.
That's extraordinary to be able to go into that and to work in that particular way and to go to Akashic Records. The Akashic Records, Sylvia Brownie, late Sylvia Brownie, used to write a lot about this and she was absolutely fabulous. She's passed over now, unfortunately, but she used to write a lot about this and that was my interest into the Akashic Records when I started reading her stuff because the Akashic Records, also known as like universal filing system of time.
Exactly. I like to see it as a big library above us for each and every individual or being or whatever. And you can go back. It's like you're picking out your book saying, okay, what story do I need to rewrite? Where do I need healing? What possible futures do I have? How do they feel? How do they align? Can I embody that? How can I bring that forward?
Okay. Well, that's brilliant to be able to go into. And the fact you're joining them with them as well, you're in that particular area.
Yeah.
And because sometimes I see it as I like the idea of the library being going into a certain point and being able to, so would you pull out a book, say for the book of the year, and then go into pages, let's go to October and go and have a look in 2020? Or how would you explain that? 'Cause this is fascinating and everybody's coming through
I
saying,
don't
this is
do books.
amazing.
It's just the way I like to explain it to people so they can kind of get a vision of how, how the information is being picked up. But basically, it just comes through. It
Okay.
literally just comes through. It's just dropped. It just channels down.
I think it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. I think it's how we want to perceive it there. But I think the way you put that over, I think, is extraordinary, and I think it's very. For us, it's very easy to understand. I think how we work with the Akashic records in this particular way, and I'm sure that when you actually come on the show a little bit later on. We'll put the dates up soon, guys, when Kelly's going to be coming on the show to do a Tuesday evening show with us and reading the Akashic records and how we can do this. So
we can do mini readings. That would be great.
Yeah, yes, okay. Oops, hear that, guys? Do you hear that, guys? Readings. Do you hear that, guys? Readings. They love this. They love this. They will say, "Oh, there's reading involved. Definitely in there." They'll sit there with their pie and chips on a Tuesday evening, saying, "I'm listening to this. I'd like a reading." Oh dear, fantastic. Okay, just let you know where we are here now. I'm Phil Griggs. This is Cafe Clairvoyance. This is a Wednesday pop-up show. It's approximately 21 minutes past 7 in the evening here in Spain, and probably 21 minutes past 6. And dare I ask, the early hour of the day that you would say here, Sylvia, where it is over you guys, is probably 9 o'clock in the morning or something. No, I think you're probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so we're talking about healing. We're talking about the Akashic records, and we're talking about going into this particular point of healing and time. And because it's interesting here, because most readers, they want to use the tarot cards, or they want to use astrology, or they want to use different things. So is this something that when you started work with the Akasha, is this something that you were naturally drawn into to work that way?
Yes.
Wow.
Very much so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I do use, like, when I do healings, I tend to always just grab out a pack of cards as well and do a little mini card reading as well at the same time, because, it's a nice little gift that you can offer somebody. But with the Akash, it's literally, we go into that zone, basically.
Yeah.
We go into that person's Akashic records and we get through exactly what they need to know.
Exactly what they need to know. So that's fascinating. So when you're blocked,
but it goes basically, and you also get what you can actually comprehend and integrate at that point of time in your life.
And I imagine that's quite an interesting subject to talk about, because there must be some parts there which are probably, if we understood all the Akashic records, it would just be too overwhelming.
Exactly. So your guides and everyone, the guides and the beings who are working with you, whether it's ascended masters, whether it's angels, or whether it's your spirit guides which are coming through in the Akash, they will provide the information which will help you in this very minute in time, to make that next step, to get that clarity. It's not going to overload you with stuff, so you're going to come back feeling like, oh my God, completely overwhelmed. You're supposed to be coming out of this space feeling aligned, comforted, grounded, held, and with clarity, basically.
Okay, this is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I know everybody's going to be eager to join in the show and ask you loads of questions. And Joe Gardner says this is amazing and that she's looking forward to it. Deb Harris says she's away with words. She just says, wow. Okay, Aww. Thank you, Deb. And Sandra's the same. She just says, yay. You have long list of words, economical words. And also, Katie says, this is so incredibly fascinating. I would love to do one of those readings. Well, we're going to have to put Kelly's details up there, and so you can contact her. In fact, if you were to type in there on Facebook, if you could just see the type of there, just put in your email address, then I think people would be able to extract that. Yes.
Okay, I'll do my business email address so you can actually like my page as well. I do have a page on Facebook, and I invite you to connect with me.
The way you type that there is like, I mean, men or guys like me just have not got a clue how to do typing that blooming quickly. It is fascinating. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And what I'll do is I'll put my website page at the end.
Okay.
As well. So.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Trust, heal, be thyself. I think that's lovely. Trust, heal, be thyself. Let's just put that up there. There you go, Kelly. Trust, heal, be thyself. So you guys there, you want to copy that. If you want to get hold of Kelly, you by all means can do, and therefore you're going to be able to. You want to have a chat with her when you need some healing, when you need an Akashic reading, and then you'll be able to get hold of her. And Sandra says, "Thank you, Kelly. This is absolutely fabulous." So, wonderful, wonderful. So, I'd imagine here. So, what about when we think about? Obviously, you're doing this for individuals. What about for groups or companies or places like this? Because healing is an interesting word nowadays, isn't it? It's more accepted in the workplace. Than sometimes it has been at other times. For example, we talk about institutions of any kind where there's quite a stressful environment. Are you being approached at all by these particular places, or is this an interest of yours to be able to work in institutions such as a school where, like teachers, for instance, they're often under a lot of pressure?
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I actually work in a school.
Funny enough. Isn't that funny?
And,
isn't that? Yes.
Yeah. I think there would be a lot of benefit from teachers receiving healing, definitely.
I think anybody in that precious environment, I think would.
Well, anybody, it's for everybody, you know. You could be someone who's completely under stress from work. It could be someone who's at home, like a home parenting or something. You know, that's a job in itself. And
yes,
everyone has to have that bit of self-love to themselves and a bit of relaxation.
I think it's very true, and I think that maybe there's something that I'm sure you offer quite a lot out there to help people, whether it's individual or groups. But yes, we'll probably be doing a lot in the future with Kelly, because I think you're absolutely very fluent and very easy to communicate with on a video or a camera like this or a TL show like this. And it's very easy to just work. And I think the guests here on the shows here looking out at you just find you very, very interesting and very easy to understand. Because sometimes here people put such technical words and stuff, we're just confused to the hilt. And especially at the very start there, when I started to say here, this is about the Akasha, the Akashic records. And people go, okay, sounds good. But then when you explained it, that was interesting.
Yeah, it needs to be digestible. It needs to be reachable and comprehensible, because we all have the ability to access this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Guys, well, this has been... Well, we're going to do a 20-minute pop-up, and already we've gone 7 minutes over. It doesn't matter, does it? Because we're just having a nice time. It's a fabulous time here. Okay, so thank you very much for your details there regarding your email address and also your website. And I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from Kelly in not distant future. And to say, Sandra Park says, thank you, Kelly. So he says that's... Oh, just put that back up. This just says thank you. And also to everyone who's joined us this evening, it's been absolutely fabulous. And can't wait to get you on the show and have a really good session on the Akasha and the readings, and to get me to... maybe we could all start tuning in with the Akasha. How's that, guys, when Kelly comes on the show? And what we can do, especially working individually.
We can do that, definitely. And I'd like to give something as well today. A Akashic record session usually goes on for an hour with me. Nothing usually ever shorter, but I think, if people are really interested, they can jump on and book like a free 15-minute session. Well, it's just going to be very, very basic. But if they'd like to feel what that is, I'd be more than willing to do that.
Well, how's that, guys?
What I'll do is I'll put my my booking thing at the bottom after we jump off the show, and people can book an appointment, a 15-minute slot, and we can just, so they can get a feel with me if I'm someone they would like to work with, because, you have to feel very aligned to that person, and have a bit of a dip into your cash maybe.
Wow. Well, I think all of us are going to be there. Everybody's saying amazing. And Kelly, I think you're an extraordinary soul. And to welcome you onto the show and to give this information, because no one really talks about this side of spirituality. And although we know in some respects it's there, and we always talk about the past, present, future, and mediumship and communicating spirits, how to get our pathway in life, actually going to the Akasha and actually having somebody here to be able to go into and join with you to find the answer to something, I think is extraordinary. And just commenting here, but that's so kind of you, Kelly. And also Debs Harris says, I've been reading up on the Akashic records, and yes, it's an extraordinary subject. I know, don't worry about your spelling. Because when you put your spelling in and you put something extraordinary like this in, Google just goes, what? It tries to translate it into something else. It sounds like it's something to do with an Alaskan Yeti, by the sounds of it. There's something that you put up there.
Oh yeah, I've just seen it.
It's called an Akasha. Yes, I think I've heard of one of those. There's those great hairy things with horns and all like that. They're up in the North Pole somewhere. It's called an Akasha. Yes, there you go. Anyway, yes, she said, wow, yes, I'd like that. And extraordinary. Kelly, what can I say? Thank you so much for joining us. And just to let you know, guys, that the Sunday show is back on Sunday. Not. It's going to be on at 7 o'clock, which is in Spain, 6 o'clock in the UK. And for you guys across the pond, that'll probably be around midday. But Deb says I'm dyslexic, lol. No, I think it's Google that's dyslexic. Anyway, Kelly, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolutely fabulous pop-up here, and really look forward to welcoming you onto the show at a later date. Yeah, we're going to put this up here. I know people are going to want you on as soon as possible, so we look forward to this.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Please like and share this. Let people know about it. And also like the Cafe Clairvoyance page. And also subscribe to YouTube Cafe Clairvoyance. We're on those channels there. And also we've gone to the Phil Griggs page, also on there too. Guys, take care. Have a wonderful evening. Loads of love and burgers. And love and burgers.
Bye-bye.
It's all the same. Take care, guys.
Bye.